Collaboration and coordination are cornerstones of any successful interagency response during emergencies. Headquartered in New York City with a global presence, Mark43 is bridging gaps and forming strategic partnerships for a safer world community. Let's welcome Matt Polega, co-founder, president, and managing director at its UK offices. Glad to have you with us.
Thank you for having me.
So I don't think we can overstress the challenges that law enforcement agencies face when they do have to collaborate in times of emergency. So how does Mark43 solve that problem?
So Mark43 makes a cloud-native platform to get first responders to the scenes of emergencies and help them collect information after they secure those scenes. It's called computer-aided dispatch and records management. For too long, police departments have had to cope with a criminal or even a disaster, saying, we don't really care that your jurisdiction stops at this boundary. We're going to go commit a crime over here. We're going to go one city over and rob a bank over there. And unfortunately for those police departments, that's where their jurisdiction stops. That's where their data and their understanding stops. So for us, we really work hard to bring agencies together, to bring collaborative public safety response and be able to, fight that crime that really does cross jurisdictional lines.
How many agencies here in the United States are currently using Mark43?
We work with about 300 agencies around the United States.
Wow, 300 all over. And
all over.
In order for it to be completely connected, would you say that every agency and every jurisdiction within the United States would have to be using Mark43 technology?
We think there's a real opportunity there for more agencies to get on the Mark43 platform, but we also recognize that not everybody today is going to be using Mark43. That's a little bit of a journey that we continue to be on. In the meantime, we really work hard to play well with other suppliers and vendors in the space. We recognize that public safety is a team sport, so whether we have to send information to a body camera provider or to somebody that makes a MDT or phone that runs public safety software applications, we really work hard to share that information back and forth in a seamless way.
Yeah, and it sounds like what you're trying to do is update current old antiquated systems. So for those that are not using a technology like Mark43, how do they coordinate typically? What do they do?
So I'm going to paint a pretty sad scene, but unfortunately, across the United States, most public safety agencies, and I talk about fire departments and police departments, they have a server in their basement that is running a lot of their software. And that server in their basement is not connected to other agencies. It's not connected to other police departments. And too often, it's plugged into the same outlet as the air conditioning unit or the fountain that runs, one floor over or something like that. And it's susceptible to outages, and it's susceptible to power going down, and it's susceptible to them losing their network, much less being able to share information with other agencies that they may work with. So Mark43 being cloud native, we run all of our infrastructure in Amazon Web Services, which means it's highly resilient, highly effective, and it means that all these different police departments and public safety agencies can share data, work together, and ultimately fight crime collaboratively.
Wow, that is quite the picture that you just painted. So how does Mark43 technology make you less susceptible to data breaches? So when you talk about everything getting plugged into the same outlet, we hear of foreign bad actors that they can infiltrate systems, they can infiltrate water systems, they can do all kinds of things to the power grid. So how does this stay above the fray?
It's a great question. Mark43 really thinks about security in 3 levels. The first level is all the stuff that the police department has done that has been effective. That could be things like 2-factor authentication or getting a code on your phone that you have to enter after you do something like opening kind of like a bank account. Second, Mark43 has a bunch of application layer security controls. And then third, in working with Amazon Web Services, we get to leverage their billions of dollars and thousands of people that they are throwing at security every single day, so that that police chief or that fire chief can go to bed at night, worrying about fighting crime the next day and not being so concerned about getting hacked or ransomware and all those terrible things that we see too many stories about.
I know, and they happen every single day at varying degrees. So with 300 agencies currently on board here in the United States, you also have your technology in other countries around the world. So is there an interagency connection internationally speaking where the United States is talking to foreign countries?
I think one of the things that we're most excited about with the Mark 43 platform is this concept of global learning. Policing in the US is different than how policing in the UK works. For an example, there's 18,000 police departments in the US, there's only 43 in the UK. That means that UK police departments on average are a lot bigger than the average US police department. And what we have learned is that there's some great things about US policing and there's some great things about UK policing. And we really look forward to the opportunity of being able to cross-pollinate and bring those things to each country so everybody gets better together.
Goodness gracious. Well, you certainly have opened our eyes. Mark 43, really interesting stuff. I want to thank you so much, Matt, for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. It was
Thank
great.
you. We'll be back in 2 minutes.